Ladies and gentlemen, there's a power in silence that so many of us overlook. We live in a world that constantly demands we respond, speak, and give our opinion. But what if I told you that your strength doesn't always lie in your words? Sometimes the greatest form of protection is in staying silent. When you choose silence, you are not backing down or stepping aside. You are choosing to guard your peace. You are making a conscious decision to protect your energy. Think about it. How many times have we spoken too quickly, said something we didn't mean, or shared a part of ourselves that wasn't ready to be exposed? Silence is not weakness, it is a shield. There's wisdom in knowing when to speak and when to simply observe. You don't always have to respond. Not every argument, accusation, or situation deserves your voice. Staying silent allows you to see things for what they truly are. You get to step back, observe, and listen to what's really being said. People reveal themselves in their words, but you can only catch it if you're quiet enough to listen. And in that silence, you find clarity, you can reflect, think, and protect your emotions. Because sometimes the loudest voice isn't the one shouting across the room, it's the one sitting in stillness processing everything. In silence, you don't just protect your emotions, you protect your peace. When you choose not to react in anger, frustration, or desperation, you protect yourself from consequences that don't serve you. Imagine how much more power you hold when you don't let others control your reactions. Silence can demand respect in ways that speaking cannot. People recognize the strength in someone who doesn't always feel the need to defend or explain themselves. There's a time to speak and there's a time to be silent. And when you master the art of staying silent, you'll notice that your energy is better spent on things that truly matter. You conserve your emotional strength for the battles that are worth fighting. You avoid conflicts that lead nowhere, and instead you focus on actions that speak louder than words. You don't always have to tell people your next move, your dreams, or your intentions. Sometimes the best way to protect yourself is to let your actions do the talking. Let them guess, let them wonder, but stay silent until you're ready to speak with purpose. So the next time you feel pressured to respond or explain yourself, remember that silence is an option. And often it's the most powerful one. Protect yourself, protect your peace by choosing when to speak and when to stay silent. Because in silence there is safety. In silence there is strength. And in silence there is the space to protect the most precious parts of yourself. Silence is a shield that protects us in ways we often underestimate. In a world full of noise, where everyone is eager to voice their opinions, judgments, and emotions, silence becomes a powerful tool. It creates a boundary, a protective barrier between you and the chaos that surrounds you. When you remain silent, you are choosing not to engage in unnecessary conflict or drama. You are shielding yourself from the negative energy that often accompanies hurried words and rash decisions. It's easy to get swept up in the need to explain, defend, or retaliate when we feel attacked or misunderstood. But silence, when used with intention, guards you from those impulsive reactions that can cause more harm than good. Instead of being pulled into the fray of arguments or gossip, silence allows you to stay centered, to hold your ground without ever having to raise your voice. This silence doesn't mean avoidance or weakness. It is, in fact, an active choice. You are deciding to protect your peace, your emotions, and your mental well-being. When you don't react to every criticism or provocation, you shield yourself from the emotional toll that comes with constant engagement. You remain in control, and that in itself is a form of empowerment. Silence also shields your intentions. Not everyone needs to know your plans or what you're thinking. By keeping certain thoughts to yourself, you prevent others from misinterpreting or manipulating your words. You control the narrative by choosing when and how to share. In silence, you maintain the power over your own story. In conversation, silence can be a protective pause. It gives you time to reflect, to process what's been said, and to consider your next steps. Rather than reacting out of emotion or impulse, silence gives you the space to respond from a place of wisdom and calm. It shields you from making decisions or statements that you might later regret. Moreover, silence can serve as a shield from external expectations. In a world where we are constantly pressured to be and do more, silence allows us to retreat, to reflect, and to protect our sense of self. It is in those quiet moments that we reconnect with who we truly are, free from the noise and influence of others. Silence gives you the freedom to think clearly, to gather your thoughts without interference, and to protect your inner peace. Ultimately, silence is a powerful form of self-protection. It allows you to shield your emotions, your intentions, and your energy from the outside world, giving you the strength to stay grounded and true to yourself. In moments where words could hurt or escalate a situation, silence becomes your strongest defense, guarding you from harm and preserving your peace. Not every reaction requires a response, and understanding this can transform the way we navigate through life. We are often conditioned to believe that we must have something to say in every situation, that we need to defend ourselves or respond immediately to every provocation, question, or challenge. But there's immense power in holding back, in choosing when not to respond. It's a decision rooted in self-control and emotional intelligence. When you don't react to everything thrown your way, you are giving yourself the gift of peace. You are choosing to rise above the noise, the drama, and the negativity that can often surround you. Many times people are looking for a reaction. They are seeking to provoke you, to pull you into a situation where emotions can easily escalate. By not responding, you disarm them. You show that their words or actions do not control your behavior. This is not about ignoring situations that require action, but about discerning when silence is the more powerful response. In moments of frustration or anger, our first instinct might be to react immediately, to let the other person know exactly how we feel. But often those instant reactions are born out of heightened emotions, not thoughtful reflection. By not responding, we create space for those emotions to settle, for clarity to emerge. This gives us the time to consider whether a response is even necessary or helpful. Sometimes the most profound statement you can make is the one that isn't spoken. Moreover, not responding in every situation protects your energy. Engaging with negativity, especially when it's unwarranted or destructive, drains you. It takes time and emotional effort to argue or defend yourself in situations where a response may not even change the outcome. Silence in these moments allows you to conserve your energy for things that truly matter, for battles that are worth fighting. It's about choosing your moments wisely. When you learn to be selective about your responses, you also gain a deeper sense of self-control. You are no longer ruled by the need to be right, to have the last word, or to prove your point. Instead, you trust in your own power and presence. You recognize that not every opinion needs to be countered, not every slight needs to be addressed, and not every challenge requires a confrontation. In that restraint, there is a quiet strength. Choosing not to respond also shifts the dynamics of a conversation or situation. When you don't react, you allow the other person to sit with their words and actions. In some cases, this can lead them to reflect more deeply on what they've said or done, without the distraction of a back-and-forth exchange. Silence can sometimes be more impactful than words, forcing others to confront the weight of their own actions. Ultimately, learning that not every reaction requires a response is about prioritizing your peace, your energy, and your emotional well-being. It's about recognizing that silence can be a powerful response in itself, a tool that allows you to maintain control over your emotions and your life. In the end, it's a choice that brings you closer to the version of yourself that is calm, centered, and in control. Silence helps you observe in ways that speaking and reacting never can. When you're quiet, you're able to tune into the details that might otherwise go unnoticed. Instead of focusing on what you want to say next or how to respond, you can fully absorb what's happening around you, how people are behaving, the energy in the room, and the nuances of a conversation. It's in these quiet moments that you gain a deeper understanding of people and situations. You begin to pick up on body language, tone, and the unspoken cues that often reveal more than words themselves. Serving while being silent also allows you to step back from the emotional heat of a situation. When you're quiet, you give yourself the space to process what's truly happening instead of getting swept up in the immediate reactions or emotions of others. You're able to see beyond the surface level. You catch the underlying motives, the hidden agendas, or even the subtle emotions that someone might be trying to hide. It's as if silence sharpens your senses, giving you a clearer perspective on the dynamics at play. In any interaction, there's so much more being communicated than just words. By staying silent, you can observe how people interact with one another, who dominates the conversation, who listens, and who seeks to control the narrative. You begin to notice patterns, how someone's mood shifts, how their eyes dart when they're uncomfortable, or how they pause when they're unsure of themselves. All these small details paint a more complete picture, and silence gives you the time and space to take it all in. In moments of silence, you're also able to observe yourself. You get a chance to reflect on how you're feeling, what thoughts are passing through your mind, and how your body is reacting to the environment around you. This self-awareness allows you to adjust your own behavior to stay grounded and to maintain control over your emotions. Instead of being reactive, you become more mindful of your actions and responses, making decisions from a place of thoughtfulness rather than impulsivity. Silence also encourages others to reveal more of themselves. When you aren't quick to fill the space with your own thoughts or opinions, people often feel compelled to keep talking, to elaborate, or to explain themselves more fully. In these moments, you learn even more about their true intentions, fears, or desires. By simply listening and observing, you allow the conversation to unfold naturally, and often it leads to greater honesty and depth. Through silence, you become a student of life. You start to notice the small things, the way someone hesitates before answering, the slight tremor in their voice, the shift in their posture. These are the moments that often go unnoticed in the rush of everyday conversation, but they hold the real meaning. Silence gives you the time to study these moments and to understand the deeper truths behind them. In observing, you gain wisdom. You learn that not everything needs a reaction, not every word is meant to provoke, and not every situation is as urgent as it might seem. You begin to see the broader picture, to understand the different perspectives at play, and to act with more intention and clarity. Silence, therefore, becomes not just a tool for self-protection, but also a pathway to greater understanding and insight into the world around you. There is immense power in quiet confidence. It's the kind of strength that doesn't need to be announced or demonstrated loudly to be felt. When someone possesses quiet confidence, it radiates from within. It's a deep, unshakable belief in oneself, grounded in knowing who you are and what you're capable of, without the need for external validation. This kind of confidence isn't about boasting or seeking attention. It's about being secure enough in yourself that you don't need to prove anything to anyone. Quiet confidence stands out because it speaks through presence, not words. People notice it without you having to say a thing. There's a calmness that comes with this type of confidence, a sense that no matter what happens, you trust in your ability to handle it. When you exude quiet confidence, you become the person others look to for stability in challenging situations. You don't panic, you don't overreact. Instead, you navigate with a composed demeanor that reassures those around you. This calmness is infectious and often brings a sense of order to even the most chaotic moments. This power lies in restraint, in knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Quiet confidence doesn't need to dominate the conversation or constantly seek the spotlight. Instead, it allows space for others to express themselves, knowing that it doesn't diminish your own worth. You're not competing with anyone. You're confident in your abilities, your values, and your path, which frees you from the need to compare or outshine others. In that freedom, there's strength. There's power in being able to step back, observe, and contribute when it truly matters, rather than speaking just for the sake of being heard. Quiet confidence also empowers you to trust your own judgment. You don't constantly second-guess yourself or seek approval from others. You've learned to listen to your intuition, to rely on your own experiences and knowledge, and to stand firm in your decisions. This self-trust is what allows you to remain composed even when others doubt you. It's what helps you stay grounded when faced with criticism or skepticism. Instead of reacting defensively, quiet confidence enables you to process feedback objectively and move forward with clarity. When you possess quiet confidence, you understand that actions speak louder than words. You don't need to talk about your accomplishments or constantly explain your worth to others. Instead, you let your work, your integrity, and your consistency speak for themselves. Over time, people begin to recognize and respect the quiet strength you bring to every situation. They see the results of your efforts, the quality of your character, and the steadiness of your approach. It's a slow but lasting kind of recognition that doesn't fade with time, because it's built on substance, not flash. Another powerful aspect of quiet confidence is its resilience. Life is unpredictable and challenges will inevitably arise, but when you're quietly confident, you're not easily shaken. You understand that setbacks are a part of the journey, not a reflection of your worth or capability. Instead of crumbling under pressure, you remain steadfast, trusting that you can handle whatever comes your way. This resilience is what keeps you moving forward, even when the road gets tough. It's what allows you to take risks, to step outside your comfort zone, and to pursue your goals with determination, knowing that failure is just another step towards success. Quiet confidence is a form of inner peace. It's the realization that you don't need to prove yourself to anyone but yourself. It's about knowing that you are enough just as you are, and that your value isn't tied to how much noise you make or how many accolades you receive. In this peace, there's a power that can't be taken away because it comes from within. It's a strength that carries you through life with grace, resilience, and unwavering self-belief. Protecting your energy is one of the most important things you can do for your well-being. Your energy is your life force, the fuel that powers your mind, body, and spirit. When you allow too many external forces, people, situations, or negative emotions to drain that energy, you become depleted, both physically and emotionally. Protecting your energy means being intentional about where you direct your focus, who you spend time with, and what you allow to influence your mood and thoughts. It's easy to give away your energy without even realizing it. Every time you engage in unnecessary conflict, every time you entertain negativity, or every time you try to please people who don't have your best interests at heart, you're draining your reserves. To protect your energy, you have to set boundaries. These boundaries are not just for other people, but for yourself as well. It's about learning when to say no, when to walk away, and when to detach from situations that don't serve your growth or happiness. When you protect your energy, you're choosing to prioritize your inner peace. This means being selective about what you give your time and attention to. Not every problem is yours to solve. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every situation deserves your emotional investment. By conserving your energy, you ensure that you have enough left for the things that truly matter, your passions, your relationships, your health, and your personal growth. Protecting your energy also means being mindful of the people you surround yourself with. Some people uplift and inspire you, while others drain you with their negativity, drama, or constant demands. It's not selfish to distance yourself from those who deplete your energy. It's necessary. You can't pour from an empty cup, and if you're constantly giving your energy to people who don't reciprocate or appreciate it, you'll find yourself exhausted, frustrated, and unfulfilled. Surrounding yourself with people who bring positivity and support into your life helps you maintain a healthy energy balance. Your thoughts also play a major role in how you manage your energy. Negative self-talk, fear, and worry can drain you just as much as external factors. Protecting your energy means guarding your mind against these patterns. It involves cultivating a mindset of positivity, gratitude, and resilience. The more you focus on uplifting thoughts and solutions rather than problems, the more energy you conserve. It's about feeding your mind with ideas and beliefs that empower you rather than deplete you. Another important aspect of protecting your energy is learning how to rest. In a world that glorifies hustle and productivity, it's easy to neglect rest, but rest is essential for maintaining your energy levels. It's not just about physical rest, but mental and emotional rest as well. Taking time to disconnect from the constant demands of life, to recharge in solitude or in nature, helps you replenish your energy reserves. Rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity for sustaining your energy over the long term. Protecting your energy also involves letting go of what you can't control. When you spend your energy worrying about things that are outside of your influence, you're wasting precious reserves that could be better spent elsewhere. Accepting that some things are beyond your control allows you to release the burden of stress and anxiety, conserving your energy for areas where you can make a difference. At its core, protecting your energy is about self-respect. It's recognizing that your energy is valuable and finite, and that you have the right to decide how and where it's spent. It's understanding that by preserving your energy, you are not only taking care of yourself, but also putting yourself in a better position to give back to others in a meaningful way. When your energy is protected, you show up as the best version of yourself, calm, centered, and ready to handle whatever life throws your way. Avoiding unnecessary conflict is a crucial skill for preserving your peace and maintaining balance in your life. Conflict, when not handled carefully, can drain your energy, cloud your judgment, and disrupt your emotional well-being. It's natural to encounter disagreements or misunderstandings, but not every situation warrants confrontation. Sometimes stepping back, choosing silence, or simply letting things go is the wiser and more powerful choice. When you avoid unnecessary conflict, you're practicing discernment. You're able to distinguish between the battles that are worth fighting and those that serve no real purpose. Many conflicts arise from misunderstandings or small matters that, when examined closely, hold little significance. Engaging in them only escalates tension and wastes time that could be better spent on meaningful pursuits. By choosing not to engage, you maintain control over your emotional state and focus on what truly matters. Avoiding conflict doesn't mean avoiding problems or letting people walk all over you. It's about recognizing when a situation requires your attention and when it's better to walk away. Sometimes people provoke conflict to get a reaction or to draw you into their drama. By not participating, you refuse to feed into that negativity. You protect your peace and show that you won't be easily manipulated or pulled into needless confrontation. This approach often disarms the other person, leaving them with nothing to fuel the argument. There's strength in walking away from situations that don't serve your growth. When you avoid unnecessary conflict, you're showing emotional maturity. You're proving that your inner peace is more important than being right or proving a point. You don't need to win every argument or justify every action to others. Instead, you trust in your own sense of self, knowing that your worth isn't tied to how others perceive you or how loudly you defend your position. Often, conflict arises from a need to be understood or validated, but not everyone will see things your way, and that's okay. Accepting that people have different perspectives allows you to release the need to argue or defend yourself constantly. This acceptance brings a sense of freedom. You no longer feel obligated to engage in every disagreement or to explain yourself in every situation. You give yourself permission to focus on more important things, leaving behind petty arguments that don't add value to your life. Avoiding unnecessary conflict also fosters better relationships. It allows you to maintain harmony with others, even when you don't see eye to eye. Instead of reacting impulsively, you take a step back, listen, and assess whether the issue at hand is really worth addressing. Sometimes, letting go of minor disagreements prevents long-term damage to a relationship, creating space for understanding and mutual respect. In the end, avoiding unnecessary conflict is a form of self-care. It preserves your energy, protects your mental clarity, and keeps you grounded in what truly matters. Life is full of challenges, but not all of them require a fight. By choosing peace over conflict, you're choosing to invest your energy in areas that bring you fulfillment and joy, rather than in unnecessary battles that leave you drained and frustrated. Listening more and speaking less is a powerful practice that can transform the way you interact with the world. When you take the time to listen deeply, you gain a greater understanding of the people and situations around you. You begin to notice things that you might have missed if you were too busy thinking about your response or trying to get your point across. By listening more, you give others the space to express themselves fully, and in doing so, you create stronger connections and build trust. When you speak less, you are practicing restraint and mindfulness. Speaking less doesn't mean that you are silencing yourself. It means you are choosing your words carefully, making sure that when you do speak, it adds value. This approach helps you avoid unnecessary conflict and prevents misunderstandings because you are taking the time to process information before reacting. It also shows that you respect the other person enough to truly hear what they are saying instead of rushing to respond. Listening more also gives you a deeper sense of empathy. When you allow others to speak without interrupting or steering the conversation back to yourself, you open yourself up to their perspective. You start to understand their emotions, motivations, and concerns in a more meaningful way. This helps you respond with more thoughtfulness and compassion, making your conversations more constructive and less confrontational. When you listen more, you also learn more. Every conversation becomes an opportunity to expand your knowledge and understanding. People share their stories, experiences, and insights, and by listening, you gain access to new viewpoints and ideas. Speaking less allows you to absorb this information without the distraction of your own thoughts or judgments. It's a form of humility, recognizing that you don't know everything and that there's always something to learn from others. In addition, listening more helps you become more self-aware. When you are not constantly focused on what you want to say, you have the space to reflect on your own thoughts and feelings. You become more mindful of your reactions and how you respond to different situations. This heightened awareness allows you to choose your words more wisely, leading to more thoughtful and impactful communication. Another benefit of speaking less is that it gives your words more weight. When you speak less often, people tend to listen more intently when you do speak. Your words carry more significance because they are not diluted by constant chatter. This can be particularly powerful in situations where you need to assert yourself or make an important point. By listening first, you gather all the necessary information, and when you finally speak, your message is clear and well-informed. Listening more and speaking less also encourages patience. In a world where everyone is eager to be heard, being patient enough to let others express themselves fully sets you apart. It shows that you are not in a rush to make everything about you, but rather that you value what others have to say. This patience often leads to more meaningful and productive conversations as it allows for deeper exploration of ideas and solutions. Ultimately, when you listen more and speak less, you cultivate a sense of calm and presence. You are not constantly trying to fill the space with your words, but instead, you are fully present in the moment, absorbing what's being said and reflecting on it. This approach not only improves your communication, but also enhances your relationships as people feel truly heard and understood in your presence. In every conversation, there is a wealth of information waiting to be discovered. By speaking less and listening more, you unlock the potential for greater understanding, deeper connections, and more meaningful interactions. It's a simple yet profound shift that can have a lasting impact on your personal and professional relationships. Silence has a way of commanding respect in a way that words often cannot. When you choose silence, especially in moments where others expect you to react, it sends a powerful message. It shows that you are in control, that you do not feel the need to fill the space with unnecessary noise or prove anything. People tend to respect those who know when to speak and when to stay silent because it takes discipline and self-awareness to recognize that sometimes saying nothing speaks the loudest. In a world where everyone is eager to be heard, silence stands out. It creates an aura of mystery and strength, suggesting that you have the confidence to hold back and not engage in every situation. When you remain silent, it shows that you are not easily rattled or provoked. Instead, you remain composed, thoughtful, and intentional. This restraint often leads others to pause and reconsider their actions or words, realizing that they may not have the same level of control over themselves. Silence also signals that you are comfortable with yourself. It conveys that you don't need external validation or approval from others to feel secure in your own presence. This inner confidence draws respect because it's rare. People tend to admire those who are at peace with themselves, who can sit in stillness without feeling the need to seek attention or dominate the conversation. There's also an element of wisdom in silence. When you stay silent, you give yourself the opportunity to listen, observe, and assess the situation before making any judgments or decisions. People respect those who take the time to think before they act, rather than reacting impulsively. Your silence shows that you are weighing your options, that you are in no rush to jump to conclusions or take sides. This patience and thoughtfulness often lead to better outcomes and earn the respect of those around you. Furthermore, silence demonstrates self-control. It takes strength to remain silent when emotions are high or when you feel provoked. By not giving in to the temptation to react, you show that you are not easily swayed by external forces. People respect that kind of composure because it's a sign of maturity and emotional intelligence. They recognize that silence in this context is not weakness, it's power. Silence can also protect your dignity. In many cases, speaking out of anger, frustration, or desperation can lead to regret. But when you stay silent, especially in moments of conflict, you maintain your poise. You don't say things you'll later wish you hadn't, and you avoid escalating situations unnecessarily. This calm, measured approach to communication earns the respect of others, as it shows that you value your words and use them wisely. Ultimately, silence demands respect because it requires a deep sense of self-assurance. It's not passive or submissive. It's a deliberate choice to hold your ground and let your presence speak for itself. Silence gives others the space to reflect, to listen, and to understand that you are not someone who can be easily swayed or manipulated. In silence, there is strength, and that strength commands respect. Silence can be profoundly healing, offering a refuge from the noise and chaos of everyday life. In a world constantly buzzing with activity, conversation, and distraction, silence provides a space for introspection and renewal. It allows you to step back from the incessant demands and stimuli that can overwhelm the mind and spirit. In these quiet moments, you can reconnect with yourself, find clarity, and experience a deep sense of calm. When you embrace silence, you give yourself permission to rest and recharge. The constant chatter and noise can be draining, leading to mental fatigue and emotional stress. Silence acts as a balm, soothing your nerves and providing a break from the relentless pace of life. It creates a sanctuary where you can let go of your worries and simply be. This pause from external stimulation allows your mind to settle, reducing anxiety and promoting a sense of inner peace. In silence, you have the opportunity to process your emotions. Often, the noise of daily life can drown out your feelings, making it difficult to understand or address them. When you are silent, you create a space to sit with your emotions, to explore and understand them without judgment. This reflective time helps you to gain insight into your feelings, to identify the sources of stress or sadness, and to find ways to address them. It's in these quiet moments that you can begin to heal emotional wounds and move towards a greater sense of emotional well-being. Silence also facilitates deep self-awareness. Without the constant influence of external noise, you are more attuned to your own thoughts and inner voice. This heightened awareness allows you to reflect on your values, goals, and desires. You can assess your life's direction and make necessary adjustments with greater clarity. In this way, silence becomes a powerful tool for personal growth, helping you to align your actions with your true self and aspirations. Moreover, silence provides a break from the pressures of external validation. In a world that often measures success and worth by external achievements and opinions, silence helps you reconnect with your intrinsic value. It reminds you that your worth is not defined by others' perceptions or societal expectations. This realization can be deeply liberating, allowing you to find satisfaction and fulfillment from within rather than seeking approval from the outside world. In times of grief or pain, silence can be particularly comforting. It offers a gentle space to mourn and heal, free from the need to explain or justify your feelings. Silence provides a safe haven where you can honor your emotions and experiences without pressure or interruption. It allows you to find solace in your own company and to process your grief in your own time and manner. Finally, silence can enhance your connection to nature and the world around you. In the absence of human-made noise, you become more aware of the natural rhythms and sounds of the environment. This connection can be grounding and rejuvenating, offering a sense of harmony and balance that contributes to your overall well-being. Nature's quietude can foster a deep sense of belonging and tranquility, reinforcing the healing power of silence. In essence, silence offers a multitude of benefits for healing and renewal. It provides a space for rest, reflection, and reconnection with oneself. It allows you to process emotions, gain self-awareness, and find inner peace. Embracing silence can be a transformative experience, helping you to heal from within and navigate life with greater clarity and calm. The phrase, "actions speak louder than words," encapsulates a fundamental truth about human behavior and communication. While words are important for conveying intentions, ideas, and emotions, it is often through our actions that our true character and values are revealed. Words can be fleeting and easily forgotten, but actions have a lasting impact and demonstrate our real priorities and commitments. Actions reflect our true intentions and beliefs more authentically than mere words. It's easy to say that you care about someone or something, but it is through your actions that this care is truly demonstrated. For example, saying you value a relationship is one thing, but making time for that person, supporting them in their needs, and being present in their moments of triumph and struggle are the actions that genuinely convey your commitment and affection. Actions provide tangible proof of what we say we believe, making them a more reliable measure of our true feelings and values. Moreover, actions can build trust and credibility. People are often skeptical of words alone because they can be empty or deceptive. Actions, on the other hand, are harder to disguise and often reveal our true intentions. When we consistently act in alignment with our stated values and promises, we build trust with others. This trust is earned through reliability and consistency, and it is through our actions that we prove ourselves worthy of this trust. Actions also have the power to inspire and influence others. Leaders and role models often make a significant impact not by what they say, but by what they do. Their actions set examples and standards for others to follow. When you act with integrity, kindness, and diligence, you demonstrate the behaviors that others might aspire to emulate. This influence is often more profound and far-reaching than any motivational speech or directive because it is rooted in real-life experiences and behaviors. Furthermore, actions are often more compelling than words in resolving conflicts or addressing issues. In situations where there is a discrepancy between what is said and what is done, actions often reveal the truth of the matter. For instance, if someone claims to support a cause but fails to contribute time, resources, or effort, their actions contradict their words, leading to skepticism or disillusionment. Conversely, when actions align with verbal commitments, they reinforce the credibility and sincerity of those words. In everyday life, actions shape our reputation and influence how others perceive us. People judge our character not just by what we say, but by what we do. Our actions, whether it's the way we handle challenges, treat others, or pursue our goals, contribute to our public image and reputation. Consistent, positive actions build a reputation of reliability and integrity, while inconsistent or harmful actions can damage how others view us. Ultimately, the power of actions lies in their ability to create real, lasting change. While words can articulate plans and ideas, it is through action that these plans are realized and ideas are manifested. Actions drive progress, resolve issues, and bring about tangible results, whether it's through personal growth, professional achievements, or social contributions. It is the execution of our intentions that makes a meaningful difference in the world. In essence, actions are a more accurate and impactful expression of our true selves than words alone. They demonstrate our commitment, build trust, inspire others, and affect real change. By aligning our actions with our words, we create a congruent and authentic presence that speaks volumes about who we are and what we stand for. Silence often has a way of uncovering what words might obscure or disguise. When people choose to remain silent, their true intentions and feelings can become more apparent, as silence strips away the layers of pretense and social niceties that words might mask. In the quiet spaces where conversations cease, what remains can offer profound insights into a person's authentic self. When someone remains silent, it can reveal their level of discomfort, uncertainty, or disinterest. If a person is unwilling to engage in a discussion or provide a response, their silence can indicate a reluctance to confront the issue or to be open about their true feelings. This type of silence often speaks louder than any words because it highlights an internal conflict or a lack of commitment to the conversation or situation at hand. It shows that rather than offering a false or insincere answer, the person has chosen to withhold their thoughts, thus revealing their hesitation or disconnection. Similarly, silence can reveal power dynamics and control within relationships or interactions. In situations where one person dominates the conversation or exerts pressure, the silence of the other party can be telling. It might indicate submission, resignation, or a strategic decision to avoid escalating a conflict. By choosing not to respond, the silent party may be expressing their frustration, discomfort, or decision to withdraw from a situation where they feel their input is undervalued or dismissed. This silence can expose the underlying power imbalances and unspoken tensions that might not be immediately visible through words alone. On the other hand, silence can also demonstrate a profound level of self-awareness and introspection. When individuals choose to remain silent in moments of decision-making or reflection, they may be doing so to give themselves the space to fully process their thoughts and feelings. This deliberate choice to pause and listen to one's inner voice can reveal a commitment to genuine understanding and thoughtful response. In this way, silence becomes a tool for self-discovery and clarity, showing that the person values depth and accuracy over hasty or superficial communication. In interpersonal relationships, silence can reveal emotional depth and true feelings. When people are silent in moments of intimacy or after sharing a significant experience, it often signifies a shared understanding or connection that transcends words. This kind of silence is filled with meaning and mutual recognition, highlighting the strength of the bond between individuals. It shows that their relationship is based on more than just verbal communication. It is built on a deep-seated understanding and emotional resonance that doesn't always need to be articulated. Moreover, in professional or social settings, silence can reveal a person's stance or attitude towards a situation. If someone chooses not to speak up or voice their opinion during a meeting or discussion, it might indicate their agreement, disinterest, or dissatisfaction, saying something in the heat of the moment that you might later regret. This moment of pause allows you to avoid unnecessary conflict and protect your emotional state from the negative repercussions of impulsive or reactive communication. By staying silent, you give yourself time to process your feelings and respond thoughtfully, rather than being driven by immediate emotions. Silence can also serve as a defense against manipulation or exploitation. In environments where people may try to use your words against you or exploit your vulnerabilities, choosing silence can prevent you from revealing information that others might misuse. By withholding certain responses or details, you maintain control over what is shared and protect yourself from potential exploitation. Silence becomes a strategic tool for preserving your personal boundaries and safeguarding your privacy. Additionally, silence can be a way to maintain your own mental and emotional balance. Engaging in discussions or arguments that are emotionally charged or contentious can be draining and destabilizing. In these instances, choosing silence allows you to withdraw from the immediate pressure of the situation and preserve your mental clarity. It provides a sanctuary where you can reflect and regain your composure rather than becoming overwhelmed by the emotional intensity of the interaction. In relationships, silence as self-preservation can help maintain a sense of personal integrity and self-respect. When faced with situations where you feel disrespected, misunderstood, or invalidated, silence can be a form of self-protection. It allows you to step away from interactions that do not align with your values or where your voice may not be heard or valued. By choosing not to engage in these scenarios, you preserve your self-worth and prevent yourself from being drawn into dynamics that could erode your sense of self. Moreover, silence can be a method of managing stress and avoiding burnout. Constantly engaging in verbal exchanges and defending your position can be exhausting. By taking a step back and opting for silence, you create space for yourself to recharge and maintain your emotional equilibrium. This self-preservation strategy helps you manage your energy levels and ensures that you do not deplete yourself by engaging in unnecessary or draining interactions. In professional settings, silence can protect your career and reputation. In situations where expressing certain opinions or divulging specific information might jeopardize your standing or relationships with colleagues, staying silent can be a prudent choice. It allows you to navigate complex dynamics without risking your professional image or career trajectory. This form of self-preservation helps you maintain a neutral stance and avoid complications that could arise from indiscreet or ill-considered comments. Ultimately, silence as self-preservation is a deliberate choice to safeguard your well-being and integrity. It involves recognizing when speaking might be detrimental and opting for a strategic pause that preserves your emotional, psychological, and professional health. By understanding the power of silence, you can protect yourself from harm, manage stress, and maintain a strong sense of self in various aspects of life. In conclusion, silence is far more than mere absence of sound. It is a profound and strategic tool for self-preservation and self-growth. Through silence, you can shield yourself from unnecessary conflict, protect your energy, and reveal your true intentions without uttering a word. It serves as a powerful form of self-care, allowing you to navigate complex situations with grace and discernment. By choosing silence wisely, you can foster deeper connections, maintain your mental and emotional balance, and build a reputation of integrity and strength. Silence not only provides a space for reflection and self-awareness, but also preserves your dignity and control in challenging interactions. It allows you to observe and understand the world more clearly, and to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. In essence, embracing silence is an act of empowerment. It helps you to manage stress, avoid manipulation, and protect your personal and professional boundaries. It's a conscious choice to prioritize your well-being and to navigate life with a sense of calm and clarity. By harnessing the power of silence, you align your actions with your true values and intentions, creating a more authentic and resilient presence in every aspect of your life. Thank you, everyone.